Welcome to Catfish Weekly along with James Smith. I'm Lyle Stokes. James, we got a bunch of stuff to go over tonight. It's going to be a great show. We got a lot of people in chat already. There's some funny stuff going on the internet right now. We'll get into some of that just a little bit. But one of the first things that I would like to talk about is I got a call a while ago from the doctor himself. He is back in Alabama doing good. He's got a fishing trip coming up this weekend. But we would like to make sure everybody keeps their thoughts and prayers with him and his family as they go through a tough time. Thank so much of Doc, and I think everybody does, but that way we can kind of keep him headed in the right direction. He knows we care about him, and he knows that we're having prayers for him, and that is it means a lot to him. It means so much to me that people actually talk about it in our chat and write messages about it, because we'll never forget all the fun and good times that we have with Doc on Catfish Weekly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another thing, I got a message from one of our really good viewers, Carl Wells. I think you got a message from him too.
Yes,
Carl and his entire family has COVID, and they've got it pretty bad. We would like to keep thoughts and prayers going with those folks, as Carl's been watching this show for many years. Him and his wife won a lot of prizes over the years. Carl drove up from Texas when I made a speech up at Fishing for Freedom, and sat at the head table with me. My friend Carl and his wife, we've seen them at a lot of tournaments. And we would like to keep Carl and his family in your thoughts and prayers also. This COVID has turned in, this new strain is a little different, James. So be careful, folks, what you do. I'm not telling you to wear this or not wear that or do what, because I still believe could have been prevented if the government had put their head to it, and they did not.
Exactly.
But it is what it is. We got to deal with it. So just bear down and power through it. That's the way Americans do.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can say is just treat it as if everybody had the flu around you.
That's right.
That is the best thing you could do is do kind of keep your distance, but it is kind of aerosol. It's out there in the air, so you're going to get it. The masks that they hand you out today are worthless, but if they make you feel safe, by all means, wear them. Get you a UV light and treat that mask every day after each use with that UV light, so it kills anything that does get on it, and wash your hands. That's the best thing I know from a wife and friends and family that's all in the medical field. That's the best advice that they can give. I wish Carl all the luck. Carl called me numerous of times during this with Donna. Back when I was sick and having trouble, Carl called me. Good people.
He is. He's fine man, and Sandy's just as fine a lady as he is a man.
Yeah. So
we wish them the very best. I do have some tournament results, James.
There you go.
If it'll pull up, Cabela's King Cat results, the top three was sent to me earlier for the West Helena, Arkansas tournament. First place was Daniel Benson and Bobby Littleton. I have to go through this slowly because it was sent to me in 3 segments.
Okay.
Second place was Lonnie and Donnie Fountain. Those guys need no introduction. They win stuff all over the place. Great guys to deal with. I think the world of them. They've been fishing tournaments for a long time. And here's one that you'll know. Third place went to Danny Huffman, Brian Mayo, and Cam Pitts. Congratulations to those. Brian sent me them results. They done good down there in one of the tournaments for them, and they caught some great fish.
Yeah, they did. They sent me pictures.
Yeah, they were some good people, and glad to have them doing that. I also received from Brad Bex the tournament results for the 14th Master Bait and Tackle Tournament. I'm going to try to give this a shot. Salamone Reservoir in northern Indiana. It was a two segment weigh-in, 10 fish total weight. First segment winner was Brad and Bradley Becks with 38 pounds. Second segment winner was Travis Sherman and John Corn with 40.75 pounds. And the overall results was first place was Corn and Sherman with a total weight of 71.38 pounds. Second place was Becks and Becks with total weight of 67.52, pretty close on a Channel Cat tournament. Third place was Bray and Lawson with 64.90. Fourth was Wood and Holding with 63.31 pounds. And fifth was Newbie and Messersmith with 61.03 pounds. That's that's just over 10 pounds difference between first and fifth.
That's crazy.
That's the thing that I love one dearly about Channel Cat tournaments because the results are so close. Yeah. And Andy Wilmot and Carlos had the big fish. It was a 12.95 pound Channel Cat, which is a great Channel Cat. In my mind, any day that you catch 13-pound Channel Cat, I'll take them all day long. Hell, I'll take them in some tournaments where you're supposed to be catching blue catfish.
That's just a good fighting fish. I don't care what anybody says, pound for pound. Fish. And they're a pretty cat.
I've got one other announcement that I'd like to make. And we've been asking for thoughts and prayers for Dockery because he hadn't been feeling good. And James Dockery is as good a friend as I've ever had. Him and Doc are I consider them way up on the food chain on my friends list. James Dockery and Katie's anniversary is today.
Yep.
And as much as James bitches that, Katie is a saint. I don't care what anybody says, how she's put up with him all these years. By God, is beyond me. They are an outstanding couple, as much fun as you could be around when you're at an event. If you're in a boat with them too, it's a blast. And congratulations on them. James is not feeling good, but they've made it to another year. How she does it is beyond me. But they are great folks, and we want to wish them the very best. And hopefully James will get to feeling a little bit better sometime in the near future because, my God, I'm sure Katie needs a break. And I'm not going to go up there and take it off her shoulders. I just can't do that.
Well, I want to congratulate you and Miss Cindy on 44 years.
Well, thank you, sir. That means the world to us, James. It really does. How she's done that is beyond me. She might be a bigger saint than Katie.
That we all got our daggum misses that's put up with us.
That's right.
For me, it'll be 32 or 33 years this year.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, James, I was telling you before the show. Cindy's nephew is my nephew too. They had a benefit for him. He has colon cancer, and we drove up to Bowling Green, or where we grew up in that area, to a benefit they had for him. And the people that worked with him at a company called True Manufacturing up there, not sure what they do. It's something kind of aluminum products they make. They pulled that together, and they had tons and tons and tons of stuff. I took a rod up there that I built and had his name on it, and he's a bow hunter, and he had a buck off decal they made, and I shrunk it down and put it on this fishing rod, and I donated that for him, and I bid on it, and believe it or not, I won it. And Cindy and I instead of taking the rod and bringing it back home, we just give it to Alan. I've been messing him today. He can't use bait caster, so trying to hook him up with some kind of reel that he can fishing with, but it'll work. But 40 years old to have colon cancer is stage 3, and he's as good a kid as you ever want to be around in your life. Think the world of him. Wish him all the luck in the world. But he's got the best outlook, you know. And but then people put on a really good thing, and they had a big thing of food out for everybody, and they draw a lot of money because he's got a lot of expenses coming in. And
that's good.
That is the things that warm my heart so much, that people do that for another person, because as you and I was talking about things that happens with our new generation and how they was brought up and what they do, it's good to see the old country folks still get together and take care of their own. And I was so proud of each and every one of them people that put that on. It was really good to see.
It's going to come down to it, Lyle, that they're going to have to start opening up schools at the local corners and stuff of these neighborhoods and do away with all this government-run bureaucracy and take this country back by doing that, by just taking care of each other. We got two new members. Mr. Big Mike just hit the new member button, and
thank you, sir.
I think it was. It jumped past me right now.
Oh, thank you guys so much. That's awesome. We have I seen we have at least one new guy in chat. Martin S. from the UK, Great Britain. We're glad to have you in our chat tonight. Did you say there's another one?
Yeah, I seen another one up here. My dadgum chat all of a sudden jumped about 500 people.
Well, you know,
I lost it.
Hey, there's Becca. I see her in there. Always wishing us good show and happy days.
Valerie Irvin, is that a new name?
Valerie Irvin? I don't remember seeing her in here before. If you're new, welcome. We are so happy to have you and see you in chat. But what do you say we announce some of these people so we can get some recognition out for all the people that follow us?
All right, I'll let you get started. I'm still looking for that new name. There's another name in here somewhere.
Okay.
So I'll let you get started while I'm looking.
Well, I'm just going to go down through here and see what we got. And if I miss you, James will try and catch you up, or we'll get it later because we don't always get them all right off the bat. Right off the bat, we see hooks and hammocks in here. Laughing.
Before it gets gone, Lyle, Mr. Dieter Melhorn said, 44 years married. I thought Cindy wasn't but 36.
You just made her day, Dieter. Eli will give you a hug and a kiss next time she sees you. But she's close to that.
There's HS Outdoors.
HS Outdoors, awesome.
Is that a new one?
It is. I think I've seen them in here once before, but either way, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Yes. I'm just calling out names that I don't recognize, and it didn't go far enough back to catch that person. So, go ahead. I'm with you.
All right. Hooks and hammocks, welcome. Laughing Cat Fishing, Chrissy Brown, Mr. Gadget, Fins and Finds, Jay Foxhunter, Jeremy Coven, Parker Pursuits, PD Fishing, LG Bass, Cooking and Fishing with Mike Chavez. We are always glad to see Mike in here. Lance, the Hawaiian fisherman.
Yep.
Mr. Maurice Cason, Catfish and Pappy, Parker Pursuits.
Jay Fox, Mike Sampson, John Patrick Jr., Catfish Regulators, Creole Catfishing. You said Ernie Brown. There's Palmetto Cats.
There's Mark with Catfish and Crappie and Mike Sampson.
Yeah. Still haven't seen Mike Simpson come back in. I see Muskrat.
Yeah, Sogo and Brad Becks. And I think I said Parker Pursuits.
There's Green Machines in the house tonight with us. Trophy Seekers.
Glenn's Catfishing Adventures.
Yeah.
Mr. Rob Mack.
Think the world of Mr. Glenn.
Yeah, me too. He's a special man. I think a lot of him.
Yep.
I like his videos, but he's nicer to meet in person.
Yep. Whiskers and Stripes.
Mike Irwin.
What are you trying to? There's Miss Becca's in the house with us.
Yeah, I seen Betty's in the house tonight. Fishing with JBT. Caught 6 double-digit channel cats last month. That's outstanding.
Yep. I see OLG Bass broke his PB, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a good fish. Proud of him for that. Yep, absolutely.
That's a good fish off the bank anyway.
You're kidding. Stonefly 71.
Mr. Avid, Takedown Catfish, and Dale Haysop. Jason Lamb, 2 stands. Avid, I think I said his name.
Reel and Raider Outdoors.
Bonnie McClary. That's a new
HS one. Outdoors.
Old Boy Outdoors.
John Patrick Jr.
Guys and gals, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, everybody. Hit the thumbs up and share it out. We always try to bring you some great information, some good laughs, and even share a few prayers with you.
That's exactly right. Kevin Palmetto Cat says 44 years of cinnamon rolls. And Kevin, in case you missed it when we seen each other at James's thing, I look like I've had 44 years of cinnamon rolls. Full figured.
There's Sunfish Assassins.
Fishing with Big Mike.
Yeah, I seen the pictures. I didn't get to taste none of them, but
dude,
I'd be big as a barrel.
I got to tell you, they're as good today as they was the first time she made them for me.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or maybe I just like them that well.
Is that how she hooked you up?
No.
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 There's a Chris Stegman. If I pronounced your name wrong, I do apologize.
I think we said that Becca was in here. Welcome.
There's squirrels in the house with us.
We like that.
Yes. He's good people too, buddy.
Yeah, and in case we didn't say hey to Kevin while I was teasing him about that, hey, Kevin, glad to have you in here. Thank you so much for joining the chat. I think you said Whiskers and Stripes a while ago. We said to him.
Weekend Angler said he knows he loved one, had to have, but in Manitoba, but Chad had eaten a dozen or so.
He got almost a whole pan of them, so that's the reason why Josh didn't get but one. He knows what the problem was. He really does. I seen Amy was in here earlier. 3+1 Outdoors. I don't see her in chat now, but I seen her early. Here's a new one on me. GOULA cat polywog tracker. I'm not sure about that.
Cat.
Okay. There's Matt with Wannabe Outdoors. Glad to have you back in here, Matt. I think last week after we done our show, I met Matt down in South Missouri, where long way from us, probably an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. He met us at a restaurant down there. We ate some fish. He got his Richard Ward built rod rack, and he was happy about that. And he took it home, and we had a great afternoon lunch with him. Of course, we ate catfish, so you can't beat that. And had a great visit with him. A super nice guy. Proud to know him. Excellent fact that he is former military, and we just think the world of guys like that. So, Matt, thank you so much for being in chat tonight and watching our show, and for everything you've done for our country. It means the world to a lot of us.
There's a Van Taylor. I think I seen that name last week, maybe. There was another one that's done got past me now.
Well, they're rolling along pretty good.
Oh, yeah. We appreciate everybody coming in. Don't forget, share the bait, share the love. If you see a channel you're not subscribed to, go check them out. Go watch some of their videos. Give them a thumbs up and a subscribe if you don't mind. It helps each and every one of you and them out, because most of the time you get a return subscribe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Tristan Tennis.
Yeah. Got all kind of new people. That's what you want to see, Lyle. You want to see new people coming into the chat. That means people are sharing out. That means the name of your show's getting out there. But I've noticed here in the past couple of weeks, Lyle, there are a lot of new people coming into this industry. Maybe they've already been doing it and just now getting onto YouTube or to Facebook or something, or have been hesitant about jumping on there, but I've been noticing a whole lot of them.
I'm glad to see that. It's great to see new people in, such as Sunfish Assassin. He has jumped in here recently and become in all of the shows, and we're glad to have him in here. Dan Thompson, welcome.
Kayak
Mike. Another fairly new guy to what we do.
But, that's why I really try to push guys and gals is to share the right information. Don't mislead.
That's right.
Somebody.
Right. Don't make up stuff and try to pass it off because these guys can see through that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for
Two
sharing
stands
that.
fishing.
Yep. It is going real fast. And Lyle, selling these floats, I have met so many new people that ain't even on social media. They got Facebooks, but I never see them.
Right.
Until they message me about buying something. That's why I said what I said about the catfish world is growing, was a lot of them are brand new anglers.
Yeah.
Brand
exactly
new
right.
anglers to it. And they're calling about a float. Well, a float, little red white floats are pretty basic use. They're easy to simple to figure out. But a sinker slide float is a little bit more technical tool for the trade that we do. But it makes me happy that they're willing to jump right straight in and pick up certain tools. And why do you think that they're grabbing them floats that quick and getting brand new? I mean, these guys hadn't went 4 or 5 times. Guys today, some of the guys today, Lyle, had just got to fishing. Thank you, Creole, for $9.99 for Cindy's bacon supplies. But do you think that the barber thing kind of takes you back to a kid throwing a little red white barber catching brim?
Oh, it might. Yeah, it might.
That tells me that those early trips to the water with mama, daddy, grandpa, grandma,
nobody
ever really instills a lot into a child's memory.
That's right. Nobody ever forgot those days.
No. You didn't forget being tied up to the fence post, did you?
I'll never forget that. If I do, I'm about ready to go, I'm afraid. Yeah, I never did forget that. We got a couple more people in chat. Take down catfishing with Kenneth Powell. Nebraska kayak anglers. Jeremy Colvin fishing. Trophy Seekers Outdoors. Not sure if we got them earlier or not.
Steve Douglas is in the house tonight.
Welcome, Steve. Glad to have you in here.
Sharon Chavez. Is that Mike's wife?
I believe it is.
I think so.
It is. There's Avid fishing with the Squirrel Dale Heaslip. Jason Lamb. And we got a house full. Thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate it so much. Paul Ed.
Did you call out real time catfishing?
I don't remember if I did or not.
Yeah, there's Bottom Dollar. I ain't seen both Bottom Dollar.
Oh no, it's been a while since you've been in here.
Yeah,
we've been going through there. We've got 90-some people and around 90 people in chat, and it's hard to keep up with who we have and who we haven't. But if Josh is in here, I wonder if his lovely wife has made it.
No doubt.
Haven't seen her.
How's that baby? I wonder how that baby's doing.
Well, maybe Josh will let us know. That's about as current event as you can have when a new fisher person is growing up in a house full of ditch pitchers.
Yes.
There's Chris Yulston.
There was a question that I was going to ask. This Jeremy Colvin, or is that not that young man that his daddy that we had on the show?
That's right. Yep.
I thought so. My memory sucks because I'm friends with him and his wife on Facebook, and I don't see much from them. They don't do a whole lot, I don't think, on Facebook. And so the name is just about, I remember the last name. I didn't really remember the first name, so I apologize to you in here, Gene Tilleman. But, that young man was sharp. He's sharp.
Oh, yeah.
He reminds me of another Robbie. And don't forget, guys and gals, check out Fishing with Robbie. He's got a tournament coming up, and he messaged me yesterday. This tournament is to help benefit childhood diabetes, which that young man has. But he might have to change the date.
Well, all you got to do, we'll help him any way that we can. He just has to let us know.
I told him that we'd probably bring him on in the middle of next month, closer to the date of his tournament.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Southeastern's having a big tournament on Watery And I think there's a few of them wanting to come fish the tournament. And I told him just weigh his odds.
Mm-hmm.
If you got 2 or 3 and you might lose 5 or 6 because you changed the date, you might want to weigh out which one you want to go with. You want to lose 2 or 3 or do you want to lose 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm proud of him. He's took on a big deal. I give him a lot to think about on tournaments, and he said, "Well," I said, "How many people you got volunteered to help you so far?" "Well, James, it's just you and Mom and Dad." I said, "We'll get it done, but it's going to take more than that. I promise you that." I said, "We got to have people checking live wells and boats. We got to have people checking them in with your parents. It'd be good to check them in and stuff like that. But we need somebody that can actually run the weigh-in part of the table of writing things down like Cindy was able to keep up with it at my tournament big time."
Yeah.
You need somebody
she's
that
done
can
that
hear
so
them names and somebody calling out the names. So there's Ryan Bolts in the house. Some of them going to catch some big old fish on that kayak too, don't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Green caught him a big one the other day. I think he said it was his PB.
Well,
I ain't even going to think about trying to pull a fish that size in a kayak with me.
Oh, no, me either. Not going to happen.
No.
Josh says that the new baby took his first river trip last Saturday.
Cool.
So, yeah, he's being brought up correctly. That's awesome.
There you go.
There's Justin's fishing fetish. Glad to have him in. What a great guy.
Yeah.
That's the sweetest little daughter ever walked face this earth. She's just nice as she can be.
Oh, Gabby's love.
She's top notch.
Donna always makes her up a package of leggings and other stuff like that.
Very nice. Yeah. There's Amy Payne. She's back in here. I hadn't seen her since before the show started. And Lee Evans.
Yes. We got a bunch of great people.
We do.
And by having great people, you want to make sure you bring great content to them.
That's right. We have a guy that's messaging me about coming on our show that is a kayak fisherman that fishes a lot of tournaments and stuff. And I am going to set him up, not tonight, but we're going to set him up to get him on here, Kayak Mike. So be looking forward to that. We'll have him on here in a few weeks and get his take on a bunch of things that happen because we need perspective from different people all the time. And kayak tournaments are actually run different than tournaments that I've ever been in. Some of the stuff they do I don't like, but I also understand it's the only way they can do it. They can't do it other ways. And of all people to join us tonight, K&B Anglers. We are so glad to have Kevin in here. Man, what a great guy he is.
Yeah.
Got his new motor running on that boat, man. I bet him and Pop's having a blast.
Oh, yeah. Kevin's good old people. He ain't too far from me, so every once in a while he comes up and fishes up here on Wiley. I don't ever get to run into him. They don't never let me know they're coming into town. So
I never realized that Georgia was so close to Wiley. I didn't know that it was just a hop, skip, and jump across there.
Well, it's about 4.5, 5 hours. I don't know exactly where he's at in Georgia.
Hell, if it didn't take no longer there to get there than that, I'd be over all time.
Yep. Oh, they got some good waters down there in their neck of the woods, too.
Oh, yeah.
And, think about it. They really ain't that far from Wilson.
No, they're not.
He's about halfway in between the two. Plus, Santee Cooper's closer to him coming up. I mean, he'd have to kind of make an elbow and go back down to it. There's Jesse Lopez outdoors.
Great to have him in here. We were supposed to get, Doc and I was supposed to get together and take Pop out this year. So far, it hasn't worked out where we could. Doc or I, have had something going all summer, but we're not forgot about that trip. If we get a chance to put it together, we're still going to make that happen at whatever point in life that we make it happen. We'd like to do that. He'd made the statement that he wanted to fish with us. And, of course, I'm all in, and so's Doc on for something like that.
Yeah.
There's Ryan Bortz, blue collar fishing.
Yeah, I think Pop's been real busy helping his other son out in restaurant or something. I forget what Kevin had said about that.
Oh, cool. Cool.
So he's been having his hands kind of full too. So y'all get it done. Art from One Ton Fishing is in the house tonight.
Another group of people that we're talking with to get on board is the One Ton Club. Like to do a show with them. They've never been on Catfish Weekly that I'm aware of, that I can remember. And we'll get all them set up, and at least as many as we can do a show with them, and that should be a blast. Personally, I would like to do the show at an all-you-can-eat smorgasbord. I kind of hold my own with them guys. I really can.
Now, if you were serving up them little salt and pepper whole cats about that long right there, no.
Oh yeah,
I'll probably go fish to finish with them on that, buddy. That right there, I'll pile a plate full of bones, buddy.
I hear you.
I got another message today, and I'm glad Spit
her out.
Fins and Fines messaged me, Bob, and I'm not even going to attempt your last name, so don't kick me too hard. Messaged me, they've got a tournament coming up, Lyle, on, well, I done lost the date. Dadgummit. They got a tournament coming up September the 18th, and it is a Fish a Wish tournament. It's about like Make-A-Wish tournament. But it's Fish a Wish tournament. So look up Fins and Fines, and if you can't go, September the 18th. Look him up. If you can't go, make a donation, help this guy out. I'm sending out some floats and stuff out there to him, Lyle. I'm glad he did send me a reminder. When you get busy getting stuff done, there's so much stuff in life. If you don't write it down, you might as well just daggum. Anything else coming up, guys and gals, if I promise you something, please contact me, because I promise you, I probably done forgot it.
That's what happens. Even if you write stuff down, you make yourself a note, you put the note down, next thing you know, it's covered up.
Yep. So remind me if I've made promises out there to help with something. I try to remember or try to write it down, but like Lyle said, you end up knocking it off in the floor. It gets swept up, picked up, thrown away,
and vacuumed up something,
and it's gone.
That's right. Chris Stegman says, Lyle, are you likely to be in Kansas City in November? We are going to attempt to get there. Be good to meet you. Chris, as it stands right now, we are not, but that may change. We'll just see how that works out. There is Fishing with the Chad. He says 1 versus 1 tub versus Lyle, in an all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet. My money is on Lyle. That's a safe bet, Chad. I love me some shrimp. Welcome, Northeast Kansas fishermen. We're glad to have you in here tonight.
Fishing UK Glasgow. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
We're reaching across the world there, Lyle.
I'm telling you, James, it makes me feel so good. And we get spammed by a lot of fishing farmers from all over the world. Not the United States so much, but all over the rest of the world. They want to come in here and join Catfish Weekly, and then they want to spam you with their products. And I turn those guys down. But it's refreshing to see people from the United States or the United Kingdom and from Ireland and different places throughout the world that joins us in chat. Them are sincere people.
Yep.
They have information to share with us, and they intake what we're saying. And it's wonderful to have those folks in chat. So welcome, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different techniques that people use out there. If we don't expand our horizons and look at things outside of the box, then hell, we'd all still be living in caves, Lyle.
That's exactly right. There's Sam Martin from North Dakota. Thanks for joining us tonight, Sam. Gene Tillman. Holy crap, man. We're still rocking the chat.
Have we went over 100 yet?
No, we're at 80.
I'm surprised.
There may have been more that I didn't see. I don't look down there all the time, but But
I made it a habit of not looking up there at them numbers.
well, I was glad that Chad recommended that, though. I could miss breakfast one day and give them boys a serious run for their money.
Oh, I know that's right.
On that chain, I'm a shrimp eater. I promise you. Now I will tell you, and I may have told you this before. I don't remember telling you, but years and years ago, they had the very first that anybody knew of Iron Man tournament over in Indiana. And Ron Workman was still alive, and Big Dave Ashby come up there, and we was all sitting around. They got to talking about a shrimp buffet, all you could eat, and I said, boys, I'm going to embarrass you big guys when we get down there. And there was probably 15 or 20 of us, and we probably put that place out of business. I ate so much shrimp that I thought I was going to bust, and I had to quit. And Dave and Ron both went 2 or 3, and I'm not talking about a little bit at a time. I'm talking about plates rounded up.
No.
They both had a couple, 3 more than I did. Ashby actually, when Ron finally bailed, he went back and said, boys, I'm just getting warmed up. Went back, got another plate. And I sat there and leaned back in that chair and had to just watch him. I couldn't help myself, but I have to give to old Dave Ashby now. He can put some shrimp away. And Ron Workman, when he was alive, he could handle it too. He just, we worked them guys over that day pretty good.
It's hard to find. Every once in a while, I get a buddy goes to the coast and comes back with them big shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
I could eat my weight in. There's Has lots in the house tonight.
Hey, glad to have him in here. Awesome. There's Mr. Gadget. I'm not sure if I seen him a while ago.
Creole saying, y'all can't hang with the Cajun on shrimp. No way.
I'd be willing to give it a shot. I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Hey, shrimp ain't cheap either. As millions of them things are, but shrimp ain't cheap.
No. Jeremy Termacats, welcome in the chat, buddy.
Yeah, they'll say new names.
Has has been on his, in case anybody's not noticed, Has has been on his kayak a lot lately. So if you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to do that.
Is he dragging? I need to check it out. Is he dragging up and down the Potomac out there?
You know what? The last time I seen him, he was, and I don't know if he wasn't. Yeah, he was moving. He wasn't. I get in and out and get to visit with people in chat and stuff. Sometimes that distracts me a little bit, but yeah, I know he was. And folks, fish with shrimp. That's kind of like KB. That's it's like chicken. It's for eating, not fishing. Well, shrimp is for eating.
Yeah. Wampus Cat's down on the coast right now, him and his family and stuff. He got a friend that's going to take him out on a big boat, but he's got them. He said he had them a bunch of them big, giant live shrimp for them to fish with. And he sent me a picture. Wow, that's some of the biggest shrimp I ever seen in my freaking life.
Thank you, Jesse Lopez. We appreciate that.
There's the like button. I was trying to read the response.
Ryan Bork says, Has got school Saturday.
Yep. Schools are starting back. I
don't think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. No, probably not. That'd be interesting to sit and watch a daggum old shrimp contest.
Oh, yeah.
Cajun boy, he'd probably give you a run for your money, Lyle.
Well, I'm sure he would have made that statement if he didn't think he had some game. Fishing UK Glasgow, Lyle. I do a lot of pike fishing at the moment. Fish with teeth. AM there. I don't quite understand that.
ATM with fish. Pike fishing ATM with teeth. I've lost you there too.
Yeah, you're over my head a little bit. Has says, Ryan, I'll take fourth in my kayak tourney. Only been fishing out of it 3 weeks. That's pretty good. Freddie's Outdoor Adventures. Sorry he's late. Things went well last week in Colorado. Outstanding, Freddie. Good for you, buddy.
Well, I hope you come back rich in gold, my friend.
Heck yeah. Bullock Experience must have joined us.
Yep. Old Freddie Beck, he's a good one, buddy.
Parker Pursuit says Missouri boys will definitely represent on a shrimp eating contest. That tells me old Jerry's been in some of them too.
Yeah. What it sounds like. That's exactly what it
Oh
is.
man. If you guys in chat have something that you'd like to visit with tonight, this would be a great time
Yeah.
to talk about it. Any current events or anything that's going on. I know there's some things going on in the tournament world. I would just as soon let that slide because I'm liable to say something that I probably shouldn't because I don't. There's some stuff going on that I don't believe in, don't like. But one of the things that I am most excited about, and I'm going to share this with you guys, is the new style of online tournaments that's going on.
Yeah.
They're run far better than a lot of the tournaments that are physically going on outside the world, in my opinion. That was one thing that the Chad come up with a year or so ago, and it's took off. Several people are doing these tournaments. In fact, Mark has one coming up, and the show of his after ours, James, is going to be dedicated to a tournament that he has coming up. A 1-versus-1 where you call out somebody, and Dieter, you got to know it's coming. You got to know, Dieter. You got to know it's coming.
Yep.
You and your chicken. Yeah, it's coming, buddy. Just hang tight. But be sure to tune in to Catfish and Crappie's podcast after our show because they're going to go over rules and stuff. Chad and I are going to be on there to help him. Might be somebody else, don't know. But it'll be a great show, and it'll give you some insight on what I consider some of the best run tournaments in the industry right now. And I told them the same thing I told some other people. When people start being negative about what you're doing, eliminate them 100% immediately and get rid of the problem. If you don't like the way things are done, it's just as easy just to scoot on down. There's somebody else you can harass on down the internet. But these guys are doing a bang-up job. So let's support them and help them out.
Yep. Tom Harris, a.k.a. Papa T, said, hi, just want to stop in for a minute, getting ready to go frogging.
Oh, cool. Way cool. Ryan Bort says they are starting a bank tournament series and kayak catfishing tournaments group on Facebook. Excellent. Good to hear that. Keep us posted on that, please, Ryan.
Yeah, Manning's tournament is September the 11th on Lake Wally. It is the Grand Slam tournament in Lyle.
I wish I could be there.
I'm not going to be able to be there.
James.
And I needed to redeem myself. Me and Big Nasty was needing to redeem ourselves, but it's not going to happen. I've got a prior engagement. Me and Wampus Cat both. We can't make it. This is the first one we've missed since they started doing them again, and I really hate it.
To be out there for that, but there's just no way I could make another trip back out there just yet. For one reason. We went last week. Cindy and I decided we was going to head over to the lake, and we got the camera equipment all set up. We was going to videotape. We was going to go 2 days. We was going to catfish one day. We was going to panfish one day, and we got to the river. My boat wouldn't start, and it hadn't started yet. And I actually even tried to. Well, it had that. Pardon me, it had that water in the gas. And I checked that and thought that's what it was, but after draining out half a 34-gallon tank. I'm not seeing any water. The problem is it don't smell like gas. So I'm not sure where I'm at that, but it's not picking it up out of the thing. I don't know if that new sending unit's got something wrong with the pickup tube, but I will have it out tomorrow. I'll know what's going on with it. I've got it stripped down to where all I got to do is take the bolts out of it. I'm telling you right now, if you guys ever put carpet in a boat and you want to glue it down, you don't want it to come up, just go to Lowe's and get that carpet stuff.
Yeah.
You just about got a grinder off. I never seen anything stick so good in my entire life as that stuff does.
Fishing Local 336. That's a new one.
It is. Welcome. Glad to have you in here.
Yeah, there's some of that stuff out there, Lyle, that when you go to rip that old carpet off, it'll rip the daggum plywood off.
It rips the carpet. That's brand new carpet. It tears it in two to get it out. I take a pair of big, long channel locks, and I stick it down to there, and I rock it back on them channel locks, and you'll tear it back about this far, and you go all the way across there, and then you try to pull with your hand, and it won't do it. And you got to go back to the channel and take it. It took me all afternoon to get that section where I got to pull that up to get that aluminum out of there. Took all afternoon to get it out of there.
They done right.
Yeah.
Chicks and Catfish. Cat Masters 2-day event on Helena, Arkansas.
Yep.
Coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, guys and gals, if they are tournaments coming up or results, get a hold of me or Lyle. We don't mind giving the results out, but you need to let us know.
That's
We're
right.
not going to hunt them down for you.
Yeah, it just take too much time. We just be doing that all the time, but
especially if it's some kind of charity type of tournament that is for a good cause. Let us know. We'd like to help get the word out there.
Yep.
Because the more people that know, the more money you get to raise for your charities.
Now, I will say that if you remember last year, you and Donna was in a tournament with your little Miss Patty.
Yep.
That second annual tournament for that will be coming up. The Chad has not let all the information out about that. Maybe he didn't want me to say anything, but it's too bad because it's coming up and I don't have a date yet, but I will, and we'll get it passed along. We want as many people in that tournament as you can. That was the first one of these that any of us had ever done.
That was fun.
It run pretty smoothly. We had a bad day, but you have them sometimes. I don't mind that. It was fun, man. We had a good time. Everybody had a good time. Cleo kind of give us a dusting.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of spanked us real good, and I don't think any of us have forgot that, so we're probably going to be gunning for him.
I learned a lesson real quick. The lake I went to is not the lake I'm going to.
Yeah.
I promise you that. I done it for the wife's sake. She don't have her sea legs.
Right.
But I told her, I said, we're going to stuff a Dramamine in you, and we're going to Lake Wiley.
Yeah.
Lake that I know. The only thing is, Wiley's getting hammered right now, Lyle. That's something I was going to add. Maybe we could talk about tonight as far as getting a little bit. Right now, we're just kind of shooting the BS around. But something I'd like to little talk about is lake pressure.
Okay.
And Dieter kind of covered a little bit in his last video about what is the effects of boat traffic and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing, because all lakes get that summertime boat traffic. They all do. Unless they restricted, they all get that boat traffic.
Right.
And I think the fish, they know how to get away from it, or they hunker down till it slows down or whatever. And I think they'll still feed if you put a piece of bait in front of their mouth because they're optimistic feeders. But what do you think that the amount of fishing pressure that is coming along, and we all got to take a little bit of blame for this because of YouTube.
Yeah.
By sharing their videos, telling the lakes and stuff like that. And if you're on a good lake where there's a lot of good fish being shown, you can expect people to come fish your holes. And with Navionics, it ain't too hard if you got a little bit of catfish common sense, Law, to figure out the community holes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, really. So do you think in the long run, do you think it's going to hurt the lake, or what do you think it's going to do to it? Because right now, they've been having tournaments for the past couple months almost every weekend on Wiley.
Well, I don't know if it'll hurt the lake or not, but I think it hurts the bite. Those fish are still going to feed. I just think they'll pick a time when there's not so rough water situations.
And see, what I was wondering, I think me and Dieter talked about it the other night on the phone, was that I've been to some of the lakes where that lake was almost a totally time of day bite lake. And I don't know if it come from pressure or if it was one of those lakes that's just the natural way it happened. Because during, yourself, Lyle, say February or say March to May, you can catch catfish just about anywhere on the lake.
That's pretty much right. Yeah.
They're scattered out. They're everywhere. They're feeding. And then summertime hits, spawn hits, and right after that, you'll get that little short window where they all hungry and they're feeding. And then after that, they scatter. And it's almost like it's a time of day bite.
Yeah.
I just wonder if that pressure is going to start causing more of that.
It could very well. Yeah, it could. Could very well. I think it's going to affect the bait, the natural bait in the water too, because they'll move away from high pressure places and go where it's not so much. I want to welcome Dee into our chat tonight. Glad to have her. Becca says that she will host the 7 to 7 tournament this Friday, August the 20th. If y'all want to come and watch, I'm sure she'll do a bang up job. Seen her do some of those before, and she done really well. 3+1 outdoors. Welcome to see you guys in here. Tom T, aka Papa T.
I'm ready to see Miss Becca out there throwing a line. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people's ready to see me back out there throwing a freaking line.
It's going to happen. You know,
it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I hear you.
I put the boat on charge yesterday, and I told the wife, one day this week I got to go. I got to go, or I'm going to be completely bald-headed, or I'm already gray-headed and half bald-headed. I do. I'm going to tell you, guys and gals, I think fishing, hunting, anything outdoors like that is something that the good Lord's built into us to help keep us sane.
That's right.
Or keep us out of jail one of the two.
Yeah, or both, maybe. Yeah, I agree.
Fish or kill, one of the two, huh?
I think that is correct.
No, I've been curious about stuff like that. I guess you know it's going to come along. It's the nature of the beast. The more people know, the more people is coming in. Like we talked a minute ago, there's a lot more people coming into the business. A lot more people that's been in the business, but we didn't know because they went on social media.
Right.
And there's a lot of great fishermen out there, guys and gals, that I've got it coming up to some of my shows coming up that are not on social media. So when I post up their names and you don't recognize them, please don't mark them off of your list, because I promise you, when we bringing people in that's been chasing that catfish for 30 years, but don't give two splits about daggum social media, those are the people I want to take notes with. Ain't it you, Lyle?
That's right. Now, James.
Yes.
I made a statement last year, and I called Kevin McGill a titty baby with Canby Angler. You remember that?
Yep.
He sent me a message and said, fishing the couples tournament again this year, not going to be a titty baby this time. Kevin, I can't wait to see you out there, my friend. We had a great time with them guys. I rode Kevin a little hard, but you know what? When he made your tournament and we was all down there, I got a hug from him just the same. So I didn't make him too mad.
There's Team Camo. I'm sure that's probably Brian. It might be Cam in here.
Yeah, I'd say it's Cam if I was guessing.
Yeah, a lot of times he's on her stuff too.
Oh, is he? Bottom feeder's hooked up.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that right, Tom. I think I'm gonna do a little surprise. I'm gonna let Miss Patty this year do a little sightseeing. I thought about bringing me a helium tank with her and filling her up full of helium and flying around the boat.
Yeah, better off if you could fly it over somebody else's boat.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do that, you'd be really in good shape.
Let her spot out some of them surface feeding fish.
Creole says he thinks that him and I are fishing the same day. That's going to be awesome. Well, it's going to be fun. But Creole, I got to tell you, if I don't get this boat running, it's going to be a short day.
Yeah, I seen the list that he had put out earlier, and me and Donna wasn't on the same day as you and Cindy this year.
Oh, well.
That broke my heart.
I don't have a particular day at this time.
Oh, that was just a list he had thrown out there.
I just wanted on with some certain guys, but if they need to change us, we could change. I prefer to be on the same day as Dockery.
There you go.
You know, and if Creole happens to be on that day, that'll just make it that much sweeter.
Yeah. Well, that might be a little bit more crow you got to eat too.
That's okay. I can
Creole's
handle
in
it.
there.
I like crow. I like crow.
Oh,
But yeah, I look for these tournaments like that, and I know that Kevin does a bunch of them, and
yeah.
the one Becca's going to be hosting coming up. There's a bunch of them out there, but Chad's the one that started this, and as long as I'm able to go, I'm going to keep fishing that one, the couples tournament. We had a blast. Wasn't very successful. We had boat trouble and everything under the sun, but we still had a good time, and that's why we do them. Is because they are fun. So I look for a lot of people to be in these. And like I say, in about 4 minutes, Mark's going to be coming on the Catfish and Crappie podcast. They're going to be talking about rules and different things going on with the upcoming tournament that he's doing. So you guys are going to want to tune in and listen to that if you're interested in that kind of stuff, because it's going to be a lot of fun and we're going to enjoy it. So that's why we do things like that.
Man, this hours flew by, ain't it?
It ain't on Facebook too long of a list to post here. Come on, Chad. Will you stop it? Just get off your tuff and make it happen.
No doubt. I need to figure out what day I want.
I think we're going to have to take that title away from Kevin and give it to the Chad.
You know, I got a lot of dates and stuff it's in that month, and I need to know. I need to know some dates that I can put my name in.
Right.
Because I don't want to miss it.
No, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast.
That was the first time I was able to get the wife to go on the boat with me and actually fish.
Dee just posted the link for if you want to get on there and sign up. So if anybody wants to sign up for there, just check out Get Hooked on Dee Fishing. That is the link to go on there on the chat and make it happen.
Live, can I make one shout out before we go for tonight? Don't forget, time's ticking down. Christmas is just around the corner.
Oh, man.
But they still take money for Reese Across America. Reach out to Reese Across America, each and every one of you, to help put a wreath on a veteran's grave. They're not but $15. Go on, make a donation. And they even might be doing it at a cemetery near you. And if that's the case, go down there and help them put the wreaths out. It will really, really touch your heart to go out and do something like that.
That's correct. That's a wonderful thing.
And Camp Center is still getting it. Them guys are still slapping things together.
That's awesome.
Now, by the first of the year, this thing is going to be amazing.
I'm looking forward to pictures when they get it put together.
Yeah. So
here's an interesting factoid. K&B Angler says I might actually twerk a little if we have a great day, Lyle. taking tips from his pop. So there you go.
Make sure you're standing in the middle of the boat, not on the side of the boat, and fall your tail out into the parking lot again.
You know what? I hope somebody's got a video camera with a close-up so we can all see it next time.
You know, I went back and looked at some of the videos from my very first tournament out there with nothing but the YouTube tournament. And, you know, Lyle, we had a blast. It was cold, but, you know, I wish the notifications would have went out so everybody could have come in and watched that tournament. But we had a lot of great YouTubers come and show up to raise money for a good cause. And could have cared less if they caught fish.
Hey, Northwoods Angling. My son Luke is in the house. Welcome, my son.
Remember, he told me he'd come on the show one night with us.
We need to get Luke on here again. We haven't had him on in a couple of years. There's Kim Burnett. I did see something here. Freddie's Outdoor Adventure says, yes, I donate $150 every year.
Yeah.
And do my best to make it to the base as well to assist. Freddie, thank you so much for doing that. It means the world to a lot of us.
He's a 20-year veteran, Lyle, from the Navy.
God bless you, my man. I'm so proud to know you. And does my heart good to know people that are military related and retired. do so much for our country that gets very little thanks. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you've done for all of us.
Yes, yeah, it means the world. O'Brien sending me stuff now. The bone
That's awesome.
collector.
The bone collector.
I don't know where he got that name from. Maybe you know.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him
Well,
and
listen,
Cam's money.
we're running on just about an hour and a minute, which is pretty good for us, James. Want to thank everybody for coming in and watching the show tonight. Be sure to watch Patriot James on Wednesday night, Fishing with the Chad, and Panfish Nation on Thursday night. Of course, we'll be back here next week. We'll have a guest next week. We got 2 or 3 people lined up to do it. We just every once in a while we want to do a show with just James and I and kind of go over things and BS with the folks in chat. Tonight was that night, so I hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll be doing some more then. Be sure to check in with Mark with Catfish and Crappie coming up next. James, you got any closing statements?
God bless you. God bless America. Keep all of our Catfish family and keep America in your prayers.
Absolutely. Our country needs prayers right now,
Yes.
and so do a lot of our folks. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See